everybody? Hoopy 186 back again with the Overrated Podcast, episode 142, which I forgot to put on the title. Steve, what's going on? As I fix this, what's going on?
Yeah. So we are back once again. Yes, I know. We didn't do this on the Monday, but we did one.
Wait, Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Your things acting your audio,
Can you hear me now?
and it's no good. I can barely hear you. I can hear you, but there's it's just nothing but static. If people in the chat, am I the only one hearing this? Mic cut out, yeah. From Ruben.
Is it still cutting out?
No, you sound terrible, bro.
Oh no, I knew it. I knew it. I knew this was
What
going to happen.
what happened?
I knew this was going to happen. Remember what I was talking about the internet?
Oh, the internet acting stupid.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Mm.
So, hold on.
Here's the thing. When it comes to the the video, your camera, everything looks fine. It's just the audio is acting dumb.
I wanna listen to myself on YouTube. Give me a second. You go and start real quick.
Yeah, plug and unplug, plug and unplug. Yeah, go do your fix your audio. All right. In the meantime, yes, we are doing the podcast today. We were supposed to. We normally we do them on Monday, but obviously there was a big game yesterday. The Florida Panthers. Shout out to them. They avoided a catastrophe. They avoided a major catastrophe, and they were able to hunker down and win 2-1 to win their first ever Stanley Cup in the franchise's history. Now, this history goes back exactly 30 years. 30 years since the beginning of the Panthers. For reference, I was 8 years old when they became a franchise. 8 years old. And after a decent start, they got to the Stanley Cup play finals in 96. Lost to a very good Colorado team. And we were average after that. But then after I want to say 2002, 2003, we were just garbage, completely irrelevant as a franchise. No one was going to the games. No one was watching. It was just completely irrelevant. Go ahead, say something.
Is it better now?
Much better, much better.
Oh my goodness, you scared me, man. You got me. I was frightened. I'm like, I cannot believe this is happening now. And
Oh,
the podcast just started.
you thought it was your internet? Man. Like I said, it was just It was just the audio was acting stupid, but everything else, like your movement, everything else looks crystal clear. The camera looked crystal clear. It was just the audio was acting stupid, but
Okay, good. Oh my gosh. Okay,
yeah.
okay, good.
So pretty much, the Panthers for a long time were just a laughing stock of the NHL, and they were bad. They were just bad. And then we got new ownership, and they were going in the right direction. They were going in the right direction. Unfortunately, it was derailed by a couple things. Obviously, we all know about COVID. And then the coach that they hired, this guy named Joe Quinville, he was Stanley Cup winning coach. He was a big deal when the Panthers got him. It was a big deal. He gets caught up in the scandal that happened like a decade ago, and he gets replaced by another coach who he was just an interim coach, but they got them to what you call the President's Cup. And the President's Cup is the team with the best record in the NHL. So they won that. They got to the playoffs. They won their first playoff game since 1996. Now, mind you, this was 2 years ago, so this was 2022,
Yeah.
and that series they won against Washington was the first playoff series they won since 1996. So you go from 96 to 2006, and then you add like what was it, 18 years since they won a playoff series? No, it might have been longer than that.
Hmm.
No, yeah, longer than that. Okay, so 96 well last time well, before this recent run, 96, 2006, that's 10 years. 2016, I forgot about that. And then you tack on from 22, that's what, 6 years. So 26 years. They went
Wow.
from playing from winning playoff series. 22 years, right? So and then in the second round they get smoked by Tampa, who the Tampa Bay Lightning. Obviously they're playing Tampa, and while the Panthers were garbage throughout all those years, Tampa was winning Stanley Cups. Where they were building a great fan base up there. So they bring in a guy named Paul Maurice who has one of the highest win, not high, like he has one of the highest win totals in NHL history, but he also is the top guy when it comes to most losses in NHL when it comes to coaching. So he has a lot of wins, but he also has more losses than any other coach in the history of the NHL. I mean, so
Wow.
and,
That's crazy.
and and he took a team that was high flying, high scoring, and turned them into a grinded out team. And fans did not like that, and myself included. I did not like this move, but it took them a year. But they were able to in his first year they were able to sneak into the playoffs at the eighth seed. They come back from 3-1 um to beat one of the best teams in the history of in the regular season in the Bruins. They beat them in 7 games,
Hmm.
and they won the second round against Toronto in the second round, and then they beat Carolina. They swept Carolina in the finals in the Eastern Conference Finals last year to win the Stanley Cup. To go to the Stanley Cup to face Las Vegas, but they were a team that was hurt, and Vegas was just better than us, and they beat us in 5 games last year. So this year it was about grinding it out, getting back to the Stanley Cup, and they were a better team. They were a better team this year. And they were I forgot what seed they're in, but they were a high seed. We finally beat Tampa in the playoff series. We beat them in 5. Then we beat Boston again in 6. We beat New York in 6, and then we were up 3-0 against Edmonton.
Yeah.
We were up 3-0, and I was ready to crown the Panthers champions, right? But props to Edmonton. They came back. They got it to 3-3, and I was not happy. If you followed me on Twitter, I wasn't happy because they got smoked. Obviously game 4, they beat us 8-1. It is what it is. It was just, it was the equivalent of a team going crazy from 3. Right? They're just scoring goals left and right. There was nothing you could do. It is what it is. It's an anomaly. Then they come back here. They beat us 5-3, which was annoying. Then we go up there and then we lose 5-1. That was
When
hell.
be, before when they won, when they had beat the Panthers 5-1, that's when I said, "Oh, Panthers losing the series." I
Uh, Mike, Mike, cut off again. Oh man. Let me tell you something. Like Steve internet been acting stupid, and and you know we didn't know if we were able to do the podcast today because of the internet, and then now that his internet's fine, now his mic don't work. So it's been a crazy day. But yeah, I was with you. I thought we weren't gonna win either. I was because there was nothing that they showed in the last 3 games that showed me that they were going to be able to win. Like I just saw how they were playing. They were getting completely outplayed, and I didn't think they were going to win.
Is this better?
Much better, much better.
All right. How about now?
Yeah, yeah. Still can still hear you.
You can still hear me because I changed
Yeah.
it again.
Okay. Good luck.
Okay. All right. If it acts up again, I'm just gonna use the microphone from the laptop
All right.
because I can't keep having this.
Mm.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say was, I thought that they were going to lose once the Oilers won. I think what 5-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Once that happened, I immediately thought the Panthers was going to lose. I said okay, and that's when I had text you on the Discord that has anyone ever came back from being down 0-3,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you said no.
At first, yeah, but then I remembered there has been like 4 teams who have done it,
Yeah.
and but I think the only team that did it in the finals was I think it was Toronto. But that was in 1940. It was in the 40s.
Oh my goodness.
So it hasn't. So it really hasn't happened in the Stanley Cup. It hasn't happened, and we didn't want. I did not want the Panthers to be the first team to do it. You know what I mean, so
Yeah, of course.
yeah. So like I said, like I was watching the game nervously. It was a crazy game. It was a crazy game, and I think after it, obviously I was so happy, but I was relieved. I was relieved that they were able to win because this was a big deal. You know what I mean? Like this was a franchise who, like I said, who came back from irrelevance, who had a 3-0 lead, and it all and all the narratives going on about the coach, about the entire franchise, the team, you know, all that stuff would have gone for naught if they had lost this game. So that's why I'm happy, I'm relieved that they won. So yeah, man, I actually did want to do a podcast afterwards, but I was just so drained by that game.
Yeah, yeah. I thought we was going to do one also,
Yeah,
but once you didn't say anything, I said okay, we'll just wait. We'll
yeah,
just wait.
I needed time to wait. I needed time to wait. If we had just swept them easy, then it would have been like it would have been easy. You know what I mean? It would have been easy. But yeah, man, I was just relieved that they won because truth be told, those players how hard they worked, they didn't deserve a fate that poor. You know what I mean? Like if it was back and forth, if it was a back and forth series where let's say we won one game, they won one game, I can take the loss. Be like, okay, you know what? They're the better team. It is what it is, right? It'll suck, but you know what? They're the better team. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But to lose, if they had lost in that fashion, bro, I don't know if I can handle it.
No.
I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah. When I was watching the game, it's I was talking to Ralph about it like a few days ago. I can't remember which game it was, but I was telling him how constantly you have to be so engaged because everything is moving so fast, and you could easily miss something. Like you could easily miss something very impactful or such an awesome save. 'Cause, bro, even the saves, they're very entertaining to watch. I don't know if you remember that the sequence when the goalie had lost his stick.
Yeah,
That sequence was amazing. That's you. I'm seeing guys just falling into the ground onto the ice ring, trying to do their best to help the goalie out because he didn't have his stick. So I'm just saying to myself, wow, that was a crazy sequence.
yeah, it was.
And
Yeah, it was. It was.
yeah, so it was, I was definitely highly entertained. And what's funny, even Critical Drop, he was watching it, from time to time and things like that. So, I did talk to a couple of people even at work where they were like, something just for the simple fact that the Panthers made it to the finals, it actually got more people. I'm not saying that this happened everywhere, but clearly from the people that I have talked to, actually paid attention, to the sport just for the simple fact that the Panthers was, in the finals. And I think because of that, maybe more people will start probably paying more attention, into hockey just for the simple fact that we won.
Well, that's already that's been started because
Oh, really?
yeah, because the years when they started to become good, that's when the fans started to show back up, and because that's important. Like people can shit on Miami or South Florida all they want about sports fandom down here. You always hear this bullshit from Knicks fans or Bruins fans, and fans up north. Like we're fair weather fans. No, we don't like our time being wasted.
That's true.
We
That's
don't like our
true.
time being wasted, right? And I'm looking at, and I remember I watching this random video about the Vancouver Grizzlies, right? And they showed a graphic about attendance, right? And they were it was like their fourth or fifth year there. They were always garbage. They were always bad. And when your team's bad, no one shows up.
Right.
And who do I see in near the bottom? The Cleveland Cavaliers, right? And I remember this whole thing happened when LeBron went back, and you had people saying, "Oh, the fans, these are the fans that will appreciate LeBron," and all this other fucking bullshit, acting like Miami fans didn't appreciate him. When the
Yeah.
matter of fact is, when he wasn't there, none of you people showed up. Why? Because you guys don't want to watch a loser. And let me also say this about New York Knicks fans, right? People can be like, oh, they're great Knicks fans, all they want, and all the other bullshit. No, the reason why your team's been so bad for all these years is because you bums continue to watch them, even though they were garbage.
Yeah.
You didn't send the owner a message. You just went there, you watched the game like fucking morons when they gave you a mediocrity for years, and you're lucky that you have Jalen Brunson. You're lucky you got the players that you got. You guys got lucky, and you still haven't won jack shit since the 70s.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why you constantly say that the New York Knicks is one of the most overrated, franchise, in the
Overrated because
NBA.
their fans get praise from the media for showing up for mediocrity, and we don't do that shit down here. You gotta be a winner. You gotta show that you're a winner.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's and I would like to add to that, additionally that when you care about a team, a product, or service or whatever, you want it to be good. So it's clear it should be a normal reaction for any fan to not support something, because why are you going to support something that's garbage? Why are you going to support something or team or franchise that doesn't care about being good? If you don't care, then why should I care? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand that things takes time, and it takes time to build up a team, to make a team good, to bring in free agents, etc., etc. But if you're constantly being bad every single year, it should be expected that you're not going to get support from fans anymore. It's expected. So it's not. It's yeah. So I completely disagree when Knicks fans or whoever fans saying, "Oh yeah, you guys are not real, Heat fans or Miami fans," because look, you guys have all this other stuff to do. I mean, well, what do you think? I mean, if we're in Miami, we have options down here, and if your team is not good, we're gonna do something else. We're going to do something else that's more productive and that's going to entertain us instead of watching garbage every single year. And on top of that, you expect us to spend money? You expect us to buy merchandise and spend money on these tickets to watch mediocrity? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Right? Because I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, just don't show up at all. What I'm saying is that you have to show that you can provide a consistent winner. It don't mean you have to win the championship every year.
Yeah.
What it means is that you have to show that that whatever process that you're going through, that the fans know about it and that they get with it. That's what the Panthers have done over the last 5 years. You want to know why no one goes to Marlins games? Because they have ownership that is incompetent, completely incompetent. There's no plan. What happened last year with the Marlins, with them making the playoffs, now we see was a fluke. It was a fluke. Then they can't build off of that. That's why no one goes to the game because no one trusts that leadership. Steve, your mic is muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. But the reason why people why no one go to the game is years and years and years and years of mistrust from ownership and from the league. That's why no one goes to those games because they don't see a consistent winner.
Yeah.
The reason why no one went to Panther game because they didn't show a consistent winner. From like I said, from 2001 to 2015, it was nothing but mediocrity going on that over there. Nothing but mediocrity. And fans and those fans are jaded. Now with their recent success, not only did they succeed on the ice, but they succeeded off the ice with making new facilities for practice facilities. I think they're doing. I forgot. I think their new practice facility is in downtown Fort Lauderdale around the War Memorial area, around that
Hmm.
area. Like they're building a fan base. They're building a fan base and creating memories, and that's what winning that championship is gonna do for the Panthers. And as long as they can stay consistent with their approach, even if they don't win a championship, they will. They've turned Fort Lauderdale into a hockey town with this win and with this
Yeah.
success. So, so that's why I'm happy about that. But like I said, you can call us fair weather fans all you want. The fact is that things are too expensive down here to waste our time in mediocrity. We are an event town. Bring us the goods.
One
That
one. Yeah.
yeah
100%.
yeah. Don't mean that you have to get LeBron every time or whatever. But you gotta produce a winner, or you gotta produce something that people can have their hopes on. And when you have no hope, no one's gonna show up. No one's gonna show up. Let me read some. I know there's definitely comments here. I got to read some of them. Let me see. First off, Nolan, how you doing, bro? How you doing? Ruben, thank you for watching. Mota, I know you're here. Thank you for watching. Yes, you're right. They did avoid the biggest meltdown in NHL history. Nolan said hardly irrelevant if they kept strong in the playoffs these last few. Yeah, they built a lot of that over the last few years, but before that, bro, no one was going to those games because they had no plan. It was just mediocrity after mediocrity.
Hmm.
So my sisters in the chat, what's going on?
What's going on,
Uh,
Whitney?
about the parade. Yeah, I'm going Sunday, but I wish it was on. I wish it was on another day.
I mean, you don't go to church or anything. What's so special about Sunday for you?
The problem is that I get off of work. I
Isn't
get off of
isn't
work on
that
Saturday.
yeah, that's the perfect time for you. Oh no
I
no
wish.
no
I
no
wish
no no no. You get off early in the morning, right?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wish. Yeah. I wish it was done. I wish it was on a Friday. To be honest with you, I wish it was. Yeah. I wish it was Friday. But it is what it is. I couldn't sit down anymore. Like that last two. Yeah, the last 2 minutes were crazy. The last 2 minutes was crazy. To be fair, a lot of people stopped talking about Miami Heat completely when LeBron left. Yeah and no. Here's the thing: when it comes to the Miami Heat, they made that those LeBron years made turned them into a basketball town. So for that 4 year period, we were the talk of the sport of the basketball world, and that's what happened when you have LeBron. But since he's been gone, look what the team has done. Right. The only reason The only reason why we weren't able to beat Toronto, I want to say the year after, was because of Chris Bosh and his illness. I would have loved to have seen what would happen to this Heat team if Chris Bosh didn't get sick.
Yeah.
But even with all that, they made moves. They stayed consistent. They stayed a winner, even through some tough years, right? Even through some of the tough years with watching Dion Waiters play, watching Hassan Whiteside play. And even for a while, those guys were doing well. And when you see those games, especially that game against Golden State, like years ago, with Dion Waiters with that late three, that arena was buzzing. That arena was buzzing. So they kept their franchise relevant, and their fans, and their fans responded. No one said that he blamed Spike Lee. Um,
Really? That's funny.
I, I don't like. I mean, Spike Lee, he's a fan. He sits in the front row. It is what it is. I'm not. It's the rest of those bums that show James Dolan, who's an awful owner, that whatever he's doing is okay as long as you keep going. Why would he care? Why would he care? So my sister told me to calm down. Yeah, I know. I'm good. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm good. He said Malta says Butler's about to get traded. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. He's not like, if he does, it is what it is. But I don't think he's gonna get traded. Whitney says, but when you stand by your team, even when they are down years, you appreciate the win that much more, right? Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree. But I think when you see if the Miami Heat go through the same amount of years that the Knicks went through when they were completely irrelevant, they're getting relocated.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to talk about them moving to another city. But because the people show up, nothing gets done. And this is a franchise who dealt with joke after joke after joke after joke. When it comes to that franchise, it's not that they were bad; they were an embarrassment. But you see, because it's the Knicks and because they have a brand, people go show up. They can continue to be garbage all throughout these years. But I'm telling
Correct.
you, if the Miami Heat went through that same stretch, people are asking them to be relocated straight up, and I don't think that's fair. All right, so Critical Drop said that only 3 Florida teams left who haven't won a chip: Magic, Jaguars, and Rays. I don't care about none of those teams.
Oh, really? That,
So they can stay.
that's funny.
Yeah, they can stay ringless for all I care. They can stay ringless. I don't give a damn.
Well, it is. I think it is pretty fascinating that out of all the teams, the Florida teams, that we have, because when you think about it, we do have several. So I think what he's trying to say is that, like, overall, representing Florida, I think we are in a, like, in the overall, in a good place as far as having teams that's in Florida actually winning championships. I think I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. To
That's
where,
fine. But I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. I care about South Florida only, and even then, it depends. Even then, it depends because
well,
I'll
I think, well, to be fair, you and a lot of Florida Marlin fans, when I don't weren't they just Florida Marlins? They weren't Miami Marlins, and you were a fan of
yeah,
theirs.
yeah, but they played in South Florida. They played in South Florida. They played in Miami. If they were playing somewhere in Orlando or whatever, I'm not gonna care as much. No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
it depends.
All
It
right, that's
depends.
fair.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on where you are down here. So Florida Panthers. The reason why I like the Florida Panthers because they played down here. If they played in Jacksonville, I'm not gonna care. And do not get me started on college. Like the only college I care about is University of Miami. I don't care about I don't care about FSU. I don't care about Florida. I don't even care about FIU or FAU. I don't give a damn about none of those teams.
Even though they're all South Florida teams, they're
I
all
mean,
South Florida teams.
yeah, I don't care. Only like one team that's Miami. That's it.
I mean, but you see where I'm not saying that you're wrong for this, but you see where you're slightly being inconsistent now, because you said, well, if you're a South Florida team, I'm if you're not a South Florida team, I'm not going to care about you. These other two teams that you named, they're South Florida teams, and you don't
Yeah,
care about them.
Yeah, I don't have the affinity for those other two schools that I do. If I went to one of those schools, then maybe that might be a little bit different, just a little bit.
Hmm.
But I did go to Honda. I never cheered for anything they did. So we'll see. We'll see. No, it is what it is, man.
Okay.
Whitney, weekend is perfect. Thank you, Panthers. This Sunday, I just wish I wasn't. I just wish I didn't have to work afterwards.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't think Miami will give him the money he wants. They didn't give Wade the money he wanted when he bought them 3 championships. That is true. That is true. So we'll see. We'll see. Ray's almost there. I mean, I don't know what the record is this year. But they've been the better franchise. It's just the problem is of the two baseball teams down like in Florida, they've been the better team. The problem is that they haven't won a championship. In Miami, Florida ironically enough has have two. They have two. So that's it is crazy.
I would assume you don't care about the Rays either.
No, but I respect the Rays. I don't have no issues with I wouldn't cheer for them to win a championship, but if they did win a championship, I wouldn't be upset about it.
Okay.
The
Okay.
only thing I wish that they can do now is get a new stadium because they need a new stadium over there. Because the play I've never been there, but I've seen pictures of it. That place is a dump, and that franchise deserves better than that. They deserve better than that. Rose Myers and how you doing?
Hello, Rosemary. How are you?
Because I remember Whitney said because I remember the Miami Heat. I remember with the Miami Heat parade, it was always during the week. It was inconvenient. Thank you, thank you again, Panthers. Yeah. So
It looks like Rosemary is trying to get one of our attention. I think he's trying to get your attention because she's saying hi 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 again to you. Well, one of us at the very least. But shout out to you, Rosemary. It's actually good to actually have a couple females actually watching our podcast, which is to me I remember someone had mentioned when it comes to like sports talk, video game talk, like don't really expect to have women watching your stuff. And I was like, well, if we could have a couple, I'm happy. I'm not saying like it's a must, but I'm actually happy that we actually have a couple of females supporting the podcast. So shout out to you, you ladies. Shout out.
speaking of ladies, Whitney said that you should care about all Florida teams. We always have this argument. Like I'm not with that at all. I'm not cheering for the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm not cheering for the Jacksonville Jaguars. No, I'm not doing none of that. If you're in South Florida, and like I said, it depends. It depends.
Yeah. I was gonna catch you with that again, but go ahead, go ahead.
But I'm only cheering for South Florida teams. This whole cheer for all of Florida bull crap, no. And then I always hear some people. I know some people say when it comes to college, right? You cheer if you have a team in your conference that's in the championship, you cheer for that conference. I'm like, no, absolutely not. If FSU is in the championship game, I am never cheering for them. I don't give a damn who they're playing. It could be Alabama. It could be Michigan. It could be Devil's Army. I'm not cheering for FSU at all.
Would you cheer for them if they're facing the Gators?
No, no. I'm hoping both teams lose. I
Oh boy.
I'm not cheering for any. I'm not cheering for the ops. I'll cheer for a random team if they have a good story, but I'm not cheering for the ops. And the ops are basically teams from Boston, teams from New York, and and rivals like so no FSU, no Florida Gators, um even like let's say FAU, right? Let's say FAU do something good. I don't mind being like, all right, good pat on the back, whatever. Or Central Florida, right? When they were good for those couple years.
Oh, UCF.
Yeah, UCF, right? I was like, what, good job, UCF, good job. But I'm not cheering for you guys. I'm not cheering for you guys. But I don't have the hatred for UCF that I do for FSU in Florida. So I don't mind if it's a one game, if it's a one game thing. Yeah, I don't mind cheering for them, but I don't cheer for the ops. Absolutely not. And like I said, as New York teams, um, Boston teams, and rivals. I don't cheer for. I don't cheer, under no circumstances am I cheering for them. Um, Let me see.
Um,
Nolan back in 2020, all Florida teams hit the finals. I don't know if it was 2020, but I know it was a couple years ago where like it seemed like every Florida team went either won a championship or got close to it. Crazy. Shout out to Florida Gulf Coast and slow mo. I don't what's slow mo.
isn't there another Florida team we're missing? I think they're in the same conference with UCF. I mean with yeah, we what are they? I think the Tampa Bay. I think. Um.
I mean, I know about FAMU. I know
Oh,
about
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. FAMU.
FAMU.
Yeah,
Bethune
yeah,
Cookman.
FAMU. Yeah, you don't care about FAMU, right?
No,
Okay.
no, yeah, or Bethune Cookman. No, I'm good. Um,
Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, I think USF. Do you care about them?
no, no, no. I don't care. I don't even care about UCF. But I mean, I'm not going to cheer against them. I don't care about these teams.
I
Um,
mean, I mean, I mean, it's South Florida. It says South Florida though.
I I'm not cheering for them.
Yeah, all right. I tried. I tried Whitney. I tried. He doesn't care about any other
No,
team, even if they're South Florida teams. He doesn't care about them.
no. If it's college, when it comes to college, no. Like I care about one team. That's it. Moulton randomly says Brittany Griner needs to shut her mouth. But I don't know what that's about.
If you could elaborate, Malta, about that, I will definitely like to know what's going on.
Critical Job says, as long as the Rays don't cheat like those Astros. Hey man, you can say what you want, man. Those Astros, they win. They win championships, and as long as you win, it is where it is.
Did they cheat?
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right, okay. So he didn't say anything wrong with that.
Oh,
You're
no,
right. You're right. Critical drop. You're right.
I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm not disagreeing with him. But
No, but you just said, oh, that if they win, that they win. That's
yeah,
what
they
you
win.
said.
They win. They didn't take away they didn't take away the World Series.
Hmm.
And they came back even after the cheating scandal and still won because they built a great team. They built a great team. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know why they had to cheat, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know why they had to cheat, but they still won. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Whitney says females rule.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah,
out,
yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So once again, shout out to you, Whitney. Shout out to you, Rosemai. Supporting the channel. It's greatly appreciated.
yeah. So and she says she agrees with me when it comes to Boston and New York. Yeah, I know. I don't care. The only team in that area that I don't hate is the Yankees for some reason. I don't have the hatred for the Yankees. Now I'm not cheering for them to win anything, but I don't have a hatred for the Yankees. But all those other teams can kiss my ass, including the Celtics. Boston College Esports League. Uh, she's giving me an A for effort.
Yeah, appreciate
And
it.
Malta says she said that Clark isn't that good, and the only reason people are talking about her is because she's white. And she also said that Clark looks like a male.
She said that.
I'm gonna need proof of that, Malta. If it happened, if that's what you said, then it is what it is. But I would need proof of that.
No, 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 no. It's not. It is what it is. Like you're speculating that. No, you can't. No. You cannot let something like that slide. If she actually said that.
I mean, yeah, but I'm gonna need proof of that. That is so ironic coming from her, since people only talk about her for getting arrested and challenging DMC to a one-on-one, not at all about for her skills. Also, Brittany Griner is the one that identifies as a male. I don't think she does that. I don't think she does that. So I mean, it is what it is. If you got proof, show me. But I don't know. I find it to be weird. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic. JJ
Yeah.
Redick.
Yeah. So once again, big shout out to the Panthers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
big shout out to them. Now, before you go to JJ Redick, I did I do want to give a couple, just a couple of shout outs, just real fast. There's several people I want to give shout outs to, but I'm just gonna talk about the people who people actually know. So I was going back and forth with watching the cup, and I was going back and forth watching the Olympic trials. And with the Olympic trials has been great. I've been trying to keep up with it as much as possible. But the thing is just it's just so much going on, that you have to pay attention to. And but I wanted to give a shout out to the guy that you don't like, Noah Laos. I know you. I don't know if you still feel salty about what he said about the
No, I'm not. I'm
NBLA.
not. I'm not cheering for him. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. So so clearly you still have a distaste for for Noah. Well, which I get. He did make huge headlines. So that's it. That this is him right here. And so I wanted to give it. I think obviously I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win. And I also want to give a shout out to Shakira Richardson. She also made it to Paris. For the Olympics.
Cheer for her. I'll cheer for her.
You cheer for her. And now there's this other chick that I wanted to give a shout out to. She's not on here, unfortunately. I don't know why they didn't mention her in this article, but I think her name was Anna. I think her name's Anna Hall.
Mhm.
Well, I had to give a huge shout out for her because she just completely destroyed the competition. She got injured, which is why she couldn't participate in the last Olympics. She got injured. She had to get surgery, and so she couldn't partake in the last Olympics. But now she's qualified for this one, for the I think it's for the 100 meter hurdles. The hurdles she's qualified for. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to this guy, to this kid, I should say. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's been making a lot of headlines also. Let me see if I can find him. His name is Quincy Wilson. Now, the reason why I'm giving him a shout out is because this guy is only 16 years old. He's only 16 years old, and although he didn't win, he's not going to the Olympics. He made it in sixth place. Sixth place. So for a kid who's well, I think he's a sophomore. He's not even a junior yet. I think he's a sophomore in high school, and he was so good that he actually made it to the Olympic trials. Dude, I don't care what anybody says. All the people that's like, oh, you see, look, he didn't win, or it's not fair. Look, you guys be quiet. You guys and girls be quiet. The fact that this dude is only 16 and he's facing full grown men who are in their primes, making it in sixth place is impressive to me. He didn't make. It's not like he was in last place, and even if he was in last place, the fact that he even made it this far is impressive to me. It should be impressive to anybody. So I had to give Quinton a major shout out. Again, he didn't win, but I had to give this dude some recognition because I couldn't believe he made it this far. I couldn't believe he made it this far. So big shout out to you, my friend. I really do hope that he makes it in the next Olympics. I'm definitely going to be cheering for him. And yeah, there's a lot of more people I want to give a recognition to, but it's just too much. Like I can't name them all. But yeah, I am so looking forward for the Olympics. I know you and I don't know if Malto cares, but I am going to be talking to Soul more because he watches the Olympics, and so does F, aka Fred. Like the Olympic Games is something I'm just definitely looking forward to. The gymnastics, the obviously track and field, so and the swimming. I'm going to be looking forward to that. And you know what? And you know what else I also want to say, because a lot of people was talking about, oh, this is going to be the worst summer because we don't have any football yet. We don't have basketball anymore. There's nothing else to look forward to now that hockey is also going. I'm like, I mean,
Who said that?
I know soccer is still going on with the
Who
whole
said
year.
that?
Trust me, a lot of people.
Well, I mean, well, it's not like what is it the first time they ever had no football during the summer?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just saying, like, what are you guys talking about? We have the Olympics that's coming up. You have soccer, that's still going on. A Euro. We still have UFC obviously, and there's a couple other things. And if you're still going to complain, go watch the WNBA. You have that. Go watch the WNBA if you're still going to complain that we don't have enough sports. To me, we have enough. This is good, especially now the Olympics is here. This is good, at least for me. So yeah, big shout out for you all. I don't know if you're going to be watching or staying tuned, but
I watch some stuff.
I am going to try to watch as much as possible. So that's it. That's all the shout out I wanted to give out.
All right. All right, let's talk about JJ Redick.
Okay, so so with JJ Redick, let me X a couple of these things out to give. Let me X out some of these tabs. Yeah, so for JJ Redick, right? So he is now hired to be the coach for LA, the Lakers, who fired Devin Ham. And I said to myself, out of all the coaches that I would think that the Lakers would hire, like Monty Williams, maybe Mark Jackson, and there were like speculation and rumors that they were trying to get Lou. I'm throwing Lou.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think I heard, and I know that. Well, who's that college coach that they were trying to get?
Oh damn, what's that dude? I think his last name is Hurley, Dan Hurley. Yeah, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name. And I think there were rumors about them getting Boozen. How say his name?
Or Mike
Boozen.
Budenholzer. Well,
Boozen.
he's not with Phoenix.
Oh, he's with Phoenix now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, before I
Yeah,
go to JD,
the coach name is Dan Hurley,
yeah, him,
and
him,
they
him.
offered him a contract, and he rejected it basically.
Yeah, yeah. Um, now, now before I go to JJ Redick and talk about how I feel about him being the head coach, I honestly believe who we win 86. The reason why now maybe they had JJ Redick in their back pocket the whole entire time or in their radar this whole entire time.
It is important to note I think he has applied for a job before. Not
For
with
the
the
Lakers?
Lakers. Not with the Lakers, but I think for another team, I think he applied.
Oh, that I did not know. Do you have any? Do you probably know who it is?
Probably I don't remember. It's probably one of those like garbage teams, like Charlotte or Washington or something like that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So let me share the article real quick. So yeah, so he I believe who we won 86 that the reason why the Lakers was going all crazy trying to look for this coach because a lot of people were saying that look how long it's taking LA to get a head coach. And the reason why I believe it took so long is you're gonna say I'm probably being stupid about this, but this is just speculation. I think there was a lot of coaches probably did not want to coach for the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a lot of people they were like, oh, thanks, but no thanks. Because as you could clearly see, even if you win, you could get fired anyway. Even after you win, you get fired. And I think overall, Ham did pretty much a decent job, as being coach, as their head coach. And he also got fired. And I could understand maybe, taking and blaming the coach to some degree, if they lost against a bad team or a team that you probably think they should have beaten. But if you're going to lose against the champs, there's nothing to slouch about. Like there is really nothing for you to complain about. You just lost a team who was just simply better than you, and unfortunately, they had one of the best players in the whole entire league. Frankly, and quite frankly, many people would say that even though Luka went farther than him, a lot of people would still say that Joker is still the best player even now, despite the fact that he didn't win this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
No,
saying? So,
yeah.
go
Before
ahead.
you continue, I do want to put some context into it. Right now, like I said, I'm on Twitter. I watch YouTube videos,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of Laker fans. And I think we mentioned this when Ham got fired. Let me bring the article up for you.
yeah,
When Ham got fired, there are a lot of people saying that he wasn't that good of a coach, right? And you have Anthony Davis kind of threw him under the bus. Earlier in the year, D'Angelo Russell threw him under the bus. So like I said, man, like when it comes to coaching in that franchise, it's bro, like. It's a high profile job, but it's a job that comes with a lot of bull crap and crazy expectations for that doesn't seem to go for everybody else. Because when I'm watching JJ Redick like walk to the podium,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out why is Rob Pelinka there? That's what I'm trying to understand. Why is Rob Pelinka there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if there's anybody, and this, let me go on a little rant. Is there anybody who should get fired? It's him, because he's the general manager. He's the one that picks the players. He's the one that makes the trades. I don't know if he has. I don't know if he has LeBron or Rich Paul in his ear, but he's made several trades that have not worked, but yet he's
Yeah.
still there. And I'll also say this, and I said this before, and I'll say it again. If it wasn't for the championships, this Laker franchise is a fucking joke. They are. They're a
Oh wow.
joke.
You can take it
The
that
only
far.
thing that saves them is the championship. That's it. You look at everything that happened with the whole Magic Johnson fiasco, the infighting that was going on there with Jeannie Buss and her family. Like that franchise, dude. Trust me. If it wasn't for the championship, this franchise would be a joke, a laughing stock.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you can continue. You go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So I honestly believe that the main reason why is because I don't think coach want to deal with the drama and like how you said with all the issues that LA has had in the past. I think a lot of people are like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to get an opportunity in just to get fired, the next year. And you using me, as the scapegoat instead of the actual players. And clearly, I wouldn't blame anyone for feeling that way because again, even if you win, you can still get fired. So now let's go to the article real quick. So JJ Redick, he's now their head coach, and I believe this hire is a complete joke. But I want to play the audio real quick, but let me just read a couple of sentences here. So the Los Angeles Lakers introduced former NBA player, ESPN analyst JJ Redick as a team new head coach on Monday. Redick became the 29th coach in the franchise history. In a news conference with general manager Rob Pelinka at the Lakers training complex, Redick humorously embraced the unlikeliness of extraordinary hire as he looked across a gym filled with team employees, media members, and some of his new players. I have never coached an NBA before, Redick said. I don't know if you guys have heard that. It starts with the desire to serve players, to serve Lakers organization, to serve our fans. It's also about competition and performance, collaboration, leadership. These are the things that drive me. Now, there's an audio that I wanted to play that Hoovy and I laughed about before we started the podcast. And to me, I no longer like, and I'm talking about the media. I no longer want to hear people say things about, oh, this coach is not qualified, this coach is not qualified, that coach is not qualified. Clearly, when it comes to these franchises, they don't care. He had never coached in high school. He's never coached in college. He's never coached at elementary school or anything like that. And yet he got an opportunity to become a head coach. Not assistant head coach, not assistant coach. He became a head coach. So the fact that LA actually decided to actually hire him to be the head coach, clearly they in my opinion, they don't care about winning. They don't care about winning. When you have guys like Mark Jackson and Monty Williams who are actually good coaches who actually have a resume, but yet you decide to hire this guy. Why? Because he's LeBron James' friend? That's why? It's up to the point that LeBron James has that much power that he told you guys he wants JJ, right? Because I think that's what happened. I think LeBron James probably got involved, and that's why JJ Redick is the head coach. It had to be. There's you cannot convince me for a little bit that everyone came together and said that JJ Redick is going to be our choice. No, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that LeBron James did not get involved whatsoever. I refuse to believe that. Now, before I show the article, the audio. Do you have anything to say so far?
I mean, look. I mean, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a duck. Like, I mean, he can say what he wants. It's hard to believe you when you did a podcast with the guy and then now you're coaching his team.
Exactly.
All right, I again, I don't know if it's true or not, but the evidence says otherwise. You know what I'm saying? The evidence says otherwise. Now, I do want to let me acknowledge some. There's definitely some stuff regarding the topic that I want to address. Right.
Okay.
So, hold on a second. Let me see. Where am I? Where am I at? I apologize. Where am I at? Okay. I know my sister asked me if didn't a girl who is representing Haiti for gymnastics make the cut. I have no idea because I feel like gymnastics is like a team thing, and I don't know if Haiti had a gymnastics team. I don't know.
No, from what I remember, gym as far as gymnastics,
Mm-hmm.
Haiti, there was never a representation, for Haiti. I think this is the very first time.
Oh, so
Uh,
but do they have it this year or no?
I think her name's Peri. I think her name I forgot her first name. And shame on me because I'm Haitian. That should have been something that I should certainly have been focused on. Because we're all Haitians here, and
Yeah,
the fact
yeah.
that it was the very first that we never actually had one before. I do believe she made it. I just have to double check, just to make sure if she made it, because I was just so focused on what was going on, with track and field, that I didn't pay attention to enough of what was going on with the gymnastics. Because yeah, everybody's just talking about Simone Biles. To be honest with you, like that's all people really care about. But I'll try to give you an answer, shortly, Whitney, because I think she made it. I think she made it, but and if she did, yeah, this would be the very first time
Oh wait,
that
wait. I just looked it up now. Are they talking about Lindsey Brown?
Lindsey Brown.
Yeah.
Um, Lindsey Brown, dude. I don't want to say yes just to say yes. I'm not 100% sure.
So that's who I'm seeing. That's who I'm seeing. But if
Does it say that she made the cut?
yeah, Lindsey Brown. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
So yeah, and, like you said correctly. Yeah, it is a big deal. So I'm absolutely cheering for her.
Oh, okay. You're gonna are you going to watch?
Yeah, yeah, I watch. Yeah, I watch.
I don't believe you. Like out
No,
of
I mean,
all the out of, out of all the years I've been trying to
excuse me.
help try to have
Look.
you watch, I don't
I,
I don't believe you
I'm
for
not.
a
I'm
second.
not big. I'm not big into gymnastics, but I have seen some. I have seen some, especially if it's a big deal. Yeah, of course I'll watch. But like I said, I'll cheer for her no matter what because she is Haitian. So
I
I'm,
don't, for all the years that I've been trying to get you to watch the Olympics, I wish I would believe you, but I don't believe you, man. Like, it's me, bro.
it's
Dude,
perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
just for everybody that's on this chat, know for years I've been trying to get this guy to pay attention to the Olympics, and he was just never interested.
I mean, I
Never
watched it when I
interested.
was younger. I watched it when I was younger, and I'll watch stuff like the 100-meter race
Hmm.
and track and field. I'll definitely watch that. I'll
Okay.
definitely watch that. Like
What,
the swimming.
what about the relay and the hurdles? Would you watch those?
Not really. The relay, yeah. If it's on TV, I'll watch. I'll watch. If it's on TV, I'll watch. But there's definitely stuff I'll watch on in the Olympics. But I'm not dialed in like I used to. Yeah,
Mm.
but I'll watch. But I'm absolutely cheering for her. I'm absolutely.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Melissa said this is an
Oh yeah.
absolute.
I mean, you could do you have it on your screen, or it's on your phone?
No, it's on my phone. It's on my phone.
No. Okay.
But you look her up, Lindsey Brown. I'll post it in the Discord when I get a chance, and then you guys can read up on her and everything like that.
Hmm.
Malta said this is absolute disrespect to the National Basketball Association. It's making the Lakers organization look even more of a joke. I disagree with that, and I'll explain why.
You disagree?
hmm
Oh wow.
Jerry,
Okay.
the logo's rolling in his grave. Magic Johnson, Magic Johnson and James Worthy are shaking their heads in disappointment. I don't know about that because you remember Magic Johnson used to coach the Lakers a long time ago, and to my knowledge, he ain't never coached anywhere else before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Larry Bird coached the Pacers on once upon a time. Didn't have no coaching experience, so this is not new. Jason Kidd, who was in the NBA Finals, he got a coaching job, and he didn't have any prior experience. So this stuff is not new. What's going on with JJ Redick is not new. Those guys didn't have to go on a podcast for his job. The other guy didn't do that, but hiring a guy with no coaching experience is not new, especially in the NBA. Just putting it out there. Whitney said that they just hire anyone to be coach.
Yeah.
He used to coach his son's fourth grade team. Whitney said that they don't want to deal with Coach LeBron. How many coaches is LeBron James going to fire? This could be the next scapegoat. Brown averages 1.5 points per game, and it's Redick's fault. He's gonna run the plays like this. LeBron just lobbed the ball to Bronny. Remember, Jordan played against firemen and plumbers.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yeah. That nonsense he was talking about.
No, he didn't mention Jordan. He was talking about Bob Cousy and those guys and the old guys in the 40s and 50s. He didn't mention that with Jordan. Clearly, it's a popularity contest. I just checked, and Nash had no prior coaching experience before he was hired by the Nets. Yeah, and Steve Nash also. So
Well,
this is not.
Yeah, but at the very least, he was part of the coaching staff when he was coaching Kevin Durant when and in the Warriors and Golden State.
No, he was an advisor. He wasn't a assistant coach. He was just an advisor. He was just there just to hang out. That's what Steve Nash was there for.
So you don't think that counts?
No.
Okay. No. Okay. Fair enough.
Right, we play this.
All right. So yeah, this is Here he is.
Going to become an.
Wait, hold on. I don't think you guys can hear that. You put the volume up.
Head coach yesterday, and it was my guy's 40th birthday. So
You can hear it?
Mm-hmm.
So he came in and he was ready to roll. He's going to become an NBA head coach. He's going to be the sixth guy to do it without any prior experience as an assistant coach since 2010. When asked about that question of misconceptions, here's what he said.
I don't really have a great answer for your question because I really don't give a like, honestly. I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't. I want to become a great coach in the NBA, and I want to win championships, and I want my players to maximize their careers. That's all I care about.
Well, I guess JJ didn't realize he was going to be on national TV and might be censored, but that's the JJ we've known around this building. What did you think of?
Yeah. That what happened?
I was wondering when you're gonna pause, when you're gonna end it.
Oh, dude. Look, I don't know if he was just doing this for show when he started using foul language and using profanity. I don't know if he was doing that for show or trying to make a buzz or whatnot. But I said to myself, okay, hiring you was already a joke. And now that you decided to, take this press conference, whatever you call it, starting using all this foul language and whatever. I mean, the season hasn't even started yet, and we're already seeing this dude using profanity on national TV. This is becoming a joke already. Like, in all seriousness. You're already a laughing stock because everyone is saying how, well, at least some people are saying how you didn't deserve this job, not over Monty Williams, not over Mark Jackson, not over all these other guys. You did not deserve that job more than everybody else, and now you are becoming even more laughing stock because you're representing the team, you're representing the organization, and now you want.
Was Mark Jackson an assistant coach before he became a coach? I don't think he was.
Yeah, dude, this was so long ago. I can't remember. You're gonna have to like let me know. I don't know.
All right, you continue. Continue.
I don't know. But for the fact that he is doing this now, I it's already becoming a joke even more. At least in my opinion. Now again, the whole thing with Ham, there's been talks about how LeBron James got involved of getting him fired. Now, but I have something to say about that. What I wanted to ask you before I talk again about JJ Redick, do you think that's legitimate? Do you think that happened?
Oh man. Um, I don't know if he got him fired. All I know is that his player did him no favors, and that includes LeBron. But Anthony Davis, I think if there's anyone who I would pinpoint as to what he said that would have gotten the coach fired, it was what Anthony Davis did and what he said.
Oh yes, I think I saw that. Do you remind me what he said? Do you remember?
I think he said something about how we weren't prepared or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, that's a huge indictment on the coach, regardless of how he wants to phrase it. That's a huge indictment on the coach.
Oh my goodness, bro. Yeah. Yeah. So look, at the end of the day, to me, JJ Redick, looked foolish. I actually think he just looked real dumb, just wanting to just curse just for the hell of it. I
And,
would I
and I
Go ahead.
checked. He wasn't an assistant coach before he became a head coach. Mark Jackson.
Okay, so they just hired him as a coach. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So yeah, so I guess this is something that is um no, I'm not letting this slide. I'm not letting this slide. This is still a joke hire. This was still a joke hire. The only reason why he got hired is because he's friends with LeBron James, and he's doing the podcast with LeBron James, and clearly LeBron James had some influence into this. That's why he got hired. That's the reason why. Not because he's good, not because oh yeah his IQ is so great and all this other stuff. No, I don't buy that. He got hired because he's friends with LeBron James. That's it. I guarantee you, if he wasn't best friends with LeBron James, he would have never got the job. He would have never gotten the job. But if you want to be a laughing stock, LA, or be my guest. You got the guy cursing already, so we'll see what happens, from this on out. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think the guys, especially in that team, is going to respect JJ Redick enough, and try to humble themselves, taking authority, um, from JJ Redick. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. But anything else you have to say before I talk about Stephen A?
Okay. Yeah. We'll get because that part is the more interesting thing. Now let me say this. I don't think it's a joke hire.
What?
No, I don't think it's a joke hire. Because like I said, I think you were going in that direction where you were like, okay, I kind of see what you're talking about, and then you decided to be stubborn and go back. Here's the thing. Now you mentioned Mark Jackson, right? Mark Jackson, oh, he's more qualified. Well, he got hired off the street, basically. He got hired off the street. No coaching experience. He got hired. Right? Jason Kidd, no coaching experience. He got hired. This is not a new precedent that they're setting. The only thing that makes this weird is that he had a podcast with LeBron James. That's the only reason why you guys don't like the move.
That's why it's a joke
And,
hire.
and here's the thing, I don't blame you for it. I don't blame you for it. They put themselves in that situation. But here's the thing: if you don't think that all these other coaches, all the other players who get coaching hired get hired without doing the grinding, without doing any of that, you don't think they had no favors, that they didn't know anybody that did them a favor to get the coaching job? What I'm pretty much asking is what happened with LeBron and JJ Redick. You don't think that happened with Mark Jackson, or with Jason Kidd, or with Larry Bird, or with Magic Johnson? You don't think that happened with those guys?
No.
You legitimately, so you just think that a random coach would be like, you know what, I'm gonna hire that guy because he's the best guy for the job.
Yeah, I don't think he was like best friends, with with a real powerful,
It don't have
player
to
who
be.
has influence.
It don't have to. It could have been a player. It could have been a manager. It could have been an agent. It could have been the owner.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the same. It's all the same. As long as you got connections, you'll get the job. And JJ Redick had connections, and the connection, ironically enough, is LeBron James. But you can't tell me that, like I said, I've already pointed this out with many other coaches, and I guarantee you, all of them have had connections to get that job. All of them have gotten connections.
Okay.
So that, to me, him getting hired, it to me is not a joke, because this is a precedent that this Lakers organization have already set. Teams have already set this. The only thing that makes it weird is that the dude was doing a podcast with the dude, and that's really the only thing that makes it weird. But make no mistake about it, this is not new. This isn't new.
So that's why you don't think it's a joke hire.
No. No, it has to. We have to see it to believe. We have to see it to see how it goes. We have to see it to see how. Because I mean, if you would have said the same thing about Jason Kidd years ago, when he was coaching the Nets, and I mean, truth be told, he didn't do a very good job with the Nets.
Then he also coached for Milwaukee.
Yeah, he got fired from there too.
Yeah.
He got fired from there too. And truth be told, I don't think Jason Kidd is that good of a coach. I really don't. After he got thoroughly outcoached by a meatball in Boston. But with that said, he's been to the championship.
No. Remember, we talked about this. I don't want to backtrack, to that, but we did, just to be clear, we did talk about how Kyrie Irving was going at it with fans, and Luka not playing any defense whatsoever.
I agree. I agree with that too.
That has nothing to do with that. Had nothing to do with Jason Kidd.
He did get outcoached though. He did. But it is what it is. But the fact is that he's an NBA head coach with no prior coaching experience, no assistant coach experience. He just got he retired, and then he seemingly was on the next bench the next day. At least that would seem like to me.
Okay.
So this is him getting hired really isn't a big deal, because this has happened before. This has happened before. Now, the other part of it is more interesting, the Stephen A. Smith, Doug Gottlieb stuff. But before you do that, let me read some comments. Where was that before? Okay. All right, so Malta mentioned Steve Nash not having any higher experience. I'm sure it's keeping Nash up at night knowing he couldn't win the chip. As a player, how the heck is a ring as an advisor going to help him sleep any better? I guarantee it helped him get the job. What's with those players in the past 10 years constantly cursing in the press conference and post-game interview? Oh, yeah, let me also mention that again. Yeah, like him cursing, who cares? Like, it is what it is. Like, it's not a big deal.
I mean, like, what happened to professionalism? Well, whatever happened to, hey, you're on national TV. This is not something. How are you supposed to conduct yourself, professionally on live TV? Like, come on, dude. Like, it is a big deal.
Look, as long as he wins, no one's gonna care, including you. As long as they win, no one's gonna care. Obviously, I curse all the time, but in that situation, I would never.
Yeah, you would. I mean, players used to get fined when they would, curse like that. Now
they
they're
probably
just
still do.
They go.
They probably still do. We don't know, but regardless of that, like, it is what it is. I don't think it's a big deal. Let people go out there and tank.
The only reason why you say it's not a big deal is because you like to curse too. That's why. But go ahead.
Yeah,
exactly. And I mean,
You think cursing is the only thing that makes coaches unprofessional? I mean, you've seen some of the coaches out there, the way that they act and the stuff they've done, and him cursing is what's gonna piss people off. Like, come on, man, like, not a big deal. Like, at the end of the day, all Lakers fans care about is if you can coach this team to a winner. That's it. That's all they care about. This and many other examples why people can't stand LeBron. Now, what? Bring up the Stephen A. thing, the Stephen A.
Yeah.
portion of it.
And Whitney, since you were the last comment, the comment, I just want to show you this, real quick, just for the sake of you asking. Yeah, you were 100% right, Whitney. This is her, right? And for those of you, if you are going to be watching the Olympics, this is the chick right here, Lindsey Brown, and it says, yeah, she qualifies for 2024, Olympics. So this is her. I'm not gonna, read the article or anything. Just want to give a confirmation, and that Hoovie also mentioned prior that, yeah, she made it to the Olympics. So happy for her, and it looks like you're going to be cheering. You said you're going to be cheering for her, and are you actually going to watch?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't believe you, but let's continue on with the podcast. Now, the whole thing about Stephen A. This is the part where I also think is going to get very, very juicy, because this is once again about JJ Redick and his hire, and and someone accused Stephen A. Now, I want to make this quick because I know we're running out of time already, but I want to make this quick. So I'm going to play this article about Stephen A. Smith, but before I do, there's this guy. His name is Doug. What's his name? Doug.
Gottlieb.
Yeah, he pretty much called Stephen A. Smith a race baiter, and I'm going to play this article. This audio of him calling Stephen A. Smith out. And to me, I was very highly entertained by it, because I think I see where he was coming from. But let me share. Oh, I have to share the whole entire screen. Okay, hang on. All right, let me know if you see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So, all right, so I didn't want to play the whole thing, so I just cut a couple of things, and so hopefully you guys will be able to hear it. All right, let me put the volume up, and can I put full screen? Yeah, let me put full screen. All right, can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The white guy, or because
Can you heard that?
Yeah.
Okay.
it hurt Darvin Ham?
Because it hurt Darvin.
Got it. Okay.
Because it hurt Darvin. Stephen A. Smith said in regards to JJ Redick, LeBron doing JJ Redick's podcast.
Oh yeah, that was great. That he's heard from other.
Can you turn the volume up louder? I can't hear it.
You can hear it? Oh snap! I thought you were able to hear it. All right, hang on.
I can hear it, but it's not as loud as I thought it would be.
All right, hang on. Let me see. Oh man, it's already at the max already.
The max. Okay. I'll just play it. Play it.
All right.
Good.
Coaches that have an issue with it.
Yeah. Let me state this really, really carefully. Okay. Stephen A. Smith is a race baiter. Okay. He is disgraceful saying that on national TV. Disgraceful. So JJ Redick and LeBron James are clearly friends. They have a relationship. They have mutual respect for one another. The only one who's making it out to be a racial thing is Stephen A. Smith, which he is creating this. This is honestly pure evil. That's what bad people do. That's what bad people do. Stephen A. Smith had COVID really, really bad. Was in the hospital. I texted him 3 or 4 times wishing him well, because I'm a good human being. I believe he has switched over.
Can pause that real quick?
Yeah.
All right. People bragging about them being a good human being is a bad sign, in my opinion. I'm just all right, but continue.
Okay.
Or to black people, like this is just as bad as the perception that President Trump stokes the white nationalist flame. Same thing. There's no difference. There's no difference. None. Making it out to be somehow that like a racial thing. How could you do a podcast with JJ Redick? Because they're friends, and he.
Yeah. All right. So I had to cut it off because yeah, it was, I couldn't grab the whole entire thing. But are you aware of what Stephen A. Smith had said and why Doug has called him out? Are you aware of what he had said?
Yeah,
Okay. I couldn't find that piece. By any chance, do you have that?
I can look for it.
All right. All right, hang on.
But in the meantime, I think Mota has a couple questions for you.
Oh, for me. Let me see. Why are they bringing this crap up, man? I'm bringing what?
The questions about race.
I thought you was talking about. You made it seem like he was talking about me.
Well, I mean, you're the one. Is your thing? Is your topic?
I mean, it may not have nothing, to do with basketball, but no, actually, it does have something to do with basketball because it has everything to do with JJ Redick being hired. It has everything to do, with him, being hired, and now a lot of these journalists, so-called, journalists, are now being called out, because of it. And I think that was long overdue, in my opinion, on Malta. That was long overdue. I've always said in this podcast, and I always said it in the Discord, and I always said it in the private chat with me, Hoovy, and Ryan and Riddler, that not everything is always a race issue. Just because you have a diverse of people, trying to get a particular job, and if it happens to be a white guy over a black guy, it doesn't make it a racial thing. It does not. But Stephen A. Smith is one of those type of people who likes to race bait for a living. That's what he does.
Right.
And it's not just him. It's not just him. Ryan Clark is the same way, and Jamel Hill is also the same way as well. But yeah, go ahead. You have it.
Let's listen to what he said.
What I can tell you is this. Numerous coaches, black coaches, called me.
Okay, so you heard what he said. He said,
Yeah.
Now, this is what he's saying. He's saying that numerous black coaches called him.
Yes.
Okay, so let's keep that in mind.
Expressing how they took issue with that podcast taking place. And I think you know enough to know that that's true. Some of them felt very salty about that. We certainly are not blaming JJ Redick.
When Stephen A.
So the rest of the audio is not important. What he is saying. Now, again, I don't look. There are certain, how I feel about Stephen A. Smith. I don't hate him. I don't like him. I don't hate him. I think I'm down the middle with him. There are certain times where I feel like he's I feel like people will get on him too much. There's other times I feel like he's full of shit. Right? Now, again, I don't think he would go on national TV and just make up what he just said. I don't think he would make I don't think he would make it up.
Okay.
Right? If he's saying what he's saying is true, then there is nothing Doug Gottlieb has to be upset about. There's nothing he has to get upset. But the only reason why Doug Gottlieb's upset is because he used the term black. If Stephen A. Smith only said, I've heard from some coaches that people were upset or whatever, then Doug Gottlieb does not have the rant that he has. But because Stephen A. Smith mentioned black, now he has a problem with it.
So you're saying that it was okay. Okay, let me ask you, why did Stephen A. Smith have to mention that there were black coaches? Why?
Does it matter if they're black or whatever?
No, it shouldn't matter. But so why mention that black coaches called you?
If that's
why
mention
that in the media? Why mention that to the public? I had black coaches calling me.
Steve, if that's the truth, then why hide it? If it's the truth, why hide it?
No, because if the whole issue was because and I'll explain it to you right now. If the whole issue is because of the podcast, or he's just because his friends, with LeBron James, regardless of what it is, that has nothing to do with race. None of it.
It may not have nothing to do with race as to
So,
why.
okay, so then
Oh,
then
oh,
so
no,
then
no,
don't
no,
mention black
no, no,
coaches.
no, no, no,
Then
no,
don't
no.
mention black
No,
coaches.
no. If it had nothing to do with race as far as why he got hired, that's one thing. But if he had black coaches upset with LeBron James because he pushed another black coach out to bring in one of his friends who happened to be white, yeah, that's gonna cause an issue. That's gonna cause an issue. It is what it is. Because at the end of the day, everything's about race.
Okay, but then that means if JJ Redick, just happened to also be black, none of this would have been an issue either.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe some coaches may not have liked what LeBron James did, but it's not. Then it's
No,
not.
no, 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 no. I think you misunderstand what I'm saying.
No,
If
I know
J-
exactly what you're saying. But here's the thing: if he was a black coach getting hired, if it was his friend getting hired, then the coach would probably may still have a problem with it. And I don't know if maybe Stephen A. might bring it up, maybe not. But if it was just a black on black crime thing, Doug Gottlieb is not creating content for it either.
and Stephen A. Smith is not going to say black coaches called me because of JJ Redick's hiring if JJ was black.
You might be right, you might not be right. But if what he's saying is the truth, then why hide it? That's what I'm trying to ask you. If it's the truth.
No, there's really nothing to hide, and there's really nothing to put forward, because it's not because of race why he got hired.
It may not. Him getting hired is not because he's white or whatever. He got hired seemingly because he's friends with LeBron James.
That's it.
But the problem is that the coaches that he's referring to did not like the fact that another black man seemingly grind the gears for that first time black head coach to get fired and to bring in his friend who happens to be white. That's what they don't seem to be happy with. And Stephen A. Smith brought it up on his podcast, on his show.
Yeah, so this one is where Stephen A. Smith responded to Doug, and I'm gonna try to make this quick because we're running out of time. Let me see. I think it's right. All right here. Well, crap, I've got to share it. You could go to the comments while I'm trying to share this.
All right, so Moses said it has nothing to do with basketball. Just
stuff. And like I said, it does have something to do with basketball because the guy got hired. So yes, it absolutely has everything to do with basketball.
Just the stuff going on over the years with Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. and Redick. I think it's pathetic that they resolved. I think it's pathetic that they resolved to this. They resolved to this.
I agree.
Result to this. Literally, your job is to talk about the players, game, their contracts, and things of that nature, never their race. I mean,
exactly. I 100% agree. 100% agree.
Malta, that's not realistic. Because why do you think part of the reason why Caitlin Clark is so popular? Because she's white. It's all like it's a conversation piece. It is what it is. I mean, that's ESPN's job.
So are you saying so that means Luka's getting all the attention because he's white too?
No, but he's not from this country. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if Luka was American, you better believe that you have a lot of the same people who cape up for Clayton Clark are gonna cape up for Luke Donald or whatever his American name would be. You better believe that. Because here's the thing. Same thing happened with Larry Bird. His race was an issue. Because people didn't believe that a white guy could be that good at basketball. It is what it is, man. Like it is what it is. During the BLM riots, Nash was accused of only getting the job for being white. Seriously, yeah, and Stephen A. Smith did say that also.
Yeah, yes. What about that?
Now, I mean, he was proven to be wrong. He was proven to be an idiot because Jason
Aha.
Kidd. Now, here's the thing: when it comes to me, I had no idea Jason Kidd was black. I had no idea. I didn't at the time. I didn't think he was white. I thought he was mixed, but he's black. He identifies as black,
Mm-hmm.
and this is one of the situations where Stephen A. Smith will come off as a dumbass. But when it comes to this, all he's doing is reporting what he's been heard. And I don't think, and again, I could be dead wrong on this.
Okay.
I don't think he would lie about that. I don't think he will lie about that. I don't think she's popular because she's white. It plays a part. Trust me. When that foul thing happened with Carter, the only people I saw defending her were white. The only people I saw defending her was white. You know what I'm saying? Like it plays a part. I'm a big fan of Caitlin Clark. I'm a fan. So it is what it is, man. From Europe, they are white. Only from Latin America, they're considered non-white in USA as far as white people go. But Luka's not. He's European. He's not like I'm talking about American whites, American white ball players.
Oh, but why would that matter?
Because he's American. He's American. Those players, those white people identify with other white people who are American. That's why a lot of them identify with Caitlin Clark. And a lot of it is her game. It's her dominance in college basketball.
That's the main reason.
And her ascension becoming a big deal in the WNBA. That all that stuff plays a part. But her race absolutely do play a part also. It does. Because they look at her as the savior of the white savior of an African American league who happened to also be like 40% gay or LGBTQ.
It's not appealing.
Okay, and to them it's not appealing. To them it wasn't appealing. But then you have this white girl from Iowa, tearing it up in college, coming to the league to save the league, and then what you hear? Oh, they're coming after her, they're bullying her, and all the other stuff. Like they found their white whale, and that's Caitlin Clark. And look, I think that it is what it is. As long as the league grows, that's all they should care about. That's all they really should care about. At the end of the day. But the reason why Larry Bird is such a massive figure in basketball because he brought in a lot of white viewership. Remember, the league in the 70s was known as a too black, too drug riddled, all that crap. They were having finals played on tape delay.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
and look, they had white players in the league before, like Pete Maravich. Obviously, we talk about the logo, Jerry West, right? They have black. Yeah. God bless his soul. Yeah, like they had white players before, but there was something about Larry Bird, who is a white, all American, blue collar worker, and he played on a great team. It is generated buzz. The rivalry. Not only that, the rivalry between him and Magic, the ascension of Magic of Michael Jordan, all that stuff plays a role.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't ignore. But race, you can't ignore race because race played a part in that also. It does. I never thought I would be paying attention to the WNBA. Absolutely. Like, look, dude, I watched Indiana and Chicago the other day. It was a great game. It was a great game. And shout out to Angel Reese. She had 20, 26, and 18. And I'm telling you right now, that woman is a superstar in the making. She absolutely is.
Angel Reese.
Mm-hmm. and they were losing too. They were losing by 14 points, and then Injury was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm taking over, and that's exactly what she did. And the best part about it, we're talking about the actual basketball. That's the good thing. You're still gonna have the drama, and they absolutely need to capitalize on the drama.
But see that's where it could become a problem, because if you're only going to be promoting it based on drama and not the actual game, that's not good. This is not supposed to be basketball wise.
It goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. When you have look, why do you think the Dallas and Boston was so intriguing? It's because you have Kyrie Irving, who used to play for Boston, left him high and dry, and then he comes back, and you want to see how he responds. That's the drama part of it. The reason why the Panther game was so important, because we were this close to seeing a team lose for the first time since the 1940s from an 0-3 deficit. Like, all this stuff goes together. All this stuff plays a hand in creating, when it comes to sports and entertainment. It goes hand in hand. All right. You can
share the you didn't share it yet.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right. So now this is Steve. Now we heard what Stephen A. Smith about black coaches. We heard Doug say that he's a race baiter, and now this is Stephen A. Smith responding to what he had to about Doug.
Him any other way, but I digress. This dude, Doug Gottlieb, for Fox Sports Radio. And by the way, before I even go any further, let me get this out of the way. I used to work at Fox. My relationship with Jim Rome goes back to my days of working at Fox. My relationship with Skip Bayless goes back to us working at Fox, contributing to shows like Jim Rome's The Last Word and other shows. Rob Parker, one of my best friends on the planet, works on Fox Sports Radio. Christopher Broussard, one of my best friends, works on Fox Sports Radio. Colin Cowherd,
who is
in
that's
Sports
nice.
Radio. So I've got history with folks at Fox Radio, and nothing but glowing things to say. I just saw a former executive there, Steve Tello. Mr. George Greenberg, miss you, buddy. I hope you're well. David Lee. The list goes on and on. Don't get me started with Howie Long, Terry Bradshaw. You understand? And the rest of the crew. I know them all. I got a lot of friends over at Fox Sports Radio. Make no mistake about it. So this ain't about Fox Sports Radio or throwing any shade on them. I'm talking specifically about Mr. Gottlieb, whose name I never mentioned. Never. I don't dislike him. I don't like him. I don't really know him. I don't have much use for him. Just like he apparently has no use for me. But I never discussed him. He has said some BS over the years. He said some dumb shit over the years. I've never brought it up. I don't bother him. But this guy goes on his show on Thursday accusing me of being a race baiter for reporting that black NBA coaches condemned JJ Redick's podcast with LeBron James. But before I go any further, let me quote what Doug Gottlieb said. Quote, Stephen A. Smith. Remember, this is him bringing up my name, y'all. He started this.
Steve, can you fast forward this?
Stephen A. Smith.
Past this part?
Yeah. We know what Gottlieb said.
All right.
This is honestly pure evil. Same thing. There's no difference. No difference. None. So I want y'all to understand the magnitude of what Doug Gottlieb just said. Doug Gottlieb just compared my saying that black coaches who have called me had a problem with the podcast. And I'll get into that in a second. But Doug Gottlieb is comparing that and equating that to Donald Trump and white nationalists. So when the mayhem took place in Charlottesville, Virginia, and a young lady was killed, and we had folks out there marching and white supremacists making themselves conspicuous, and Donald Trump goes over the airwaves and say,
Can you skip that? That's not important either.
there were good.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I actually agree with you though.
And they were asking, why would LeBron James do that? What does that have to do with you and your white ass, Doug Gottlieb?
No, come on. wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Wait. Now, I want to say this, and I guarantee you're not going to agree with me, but I need to say this. And excuse my French, I'll repent later. If Doug had said, "What does that have to do with you, with your black ass?" I guarantee people are going to call him racist. People are going to say, "Oh, he needs to be canceled." People are going to say, "You need to be fired." If he said that, if Doug had said that. Oh, but since Stephen A. Smith has says it. Oh, it's perfectly fine. I find it very interesting that he's trying to defend himself. That no, he's not being a race baiter and whatnot. But yet he wants to say, "Oh, what does that got to do with you and your white ass?" he just made it about race again. I thought that was just very hilarious. How Stephen A. Smith did that. That was just so hilarious to me. But people could say it's racism, if they want to. But it looked like he had something to say also. What were you gonna say?
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay.
Black coaches called the black commentator about the black athlete that they had a problem with because they felt he was undermining the black coach. Nobody said anything about JJ Redick. What does it have to do with you? Now, this is the same Doug Gottlieb who 2 years ago went after my other good friend, Nick Wright, for Fox Sports, his colleague there, 2 years ago, because Nick was in favor of NIL and the change it was facilitating because the relatively white institutional establishments in college sports were taking advantage of black athletes, primarily in the sport of basketball and football. Doug Gottlieb took exception to that and accused Nick Wright of engaging in fake racism. So you the expert on racism now. That's who Doug Gottlieb is. Really? You? Really? I mean, you gotta be kidding me. So he misquoted me. He misrepresented and lacked context or didn't provide context to what I was saying. Once again, no issue with JJ Redick. No issue with the podcast. No issue really with LeBron James doing the podcast with JJ Redick if it were not at a time when Darvin Ham was on the hot seat. That's all. But Doug Gottlieb, by the way, a highly intelligent dude from what I can tell, refused to mention that.
No, because you missed the point. You missed the whole point of what he was trying to say. That's why.
No.
You missed the whole point of what he was trying to say. That's why. This had nothing.
No. I don't, Steve. I don't agree with that. If he misquoted him, then there's no point to be made. If you want to make a point, you quote him accurately. If you're trying to make a point, you quote him accurately. Because here's what I think Doug Gottlieb tried to do. And again, I don't know Doug Gottlieb. Not a fan, by the way. Shocker, not a fan.
Yeah, because he's at Fox. That's why.
No, because I've heard some of his commentary. Not a fan.
Okay.
But here's the thing. What he tried to do, he tried to create a race war and try to get the Jason Whitlock audience. That's what he tried to do. Because everyone wants to do culture war and all the other shit and want to profit off of it. And that's what he did. Now, again, at the end, when it comes to Stephen A. Smith, regardless of how you feel about him, at the end of the day, he made a comment that, from what I can tell, is I don't think he would be lying about what he said. And if you want to call him a race baiter on the Steve Nash stuff, that's perfectly fine because that's exactly what he did. Race baited. But when it comes to this situation, I don't see where it comes. I don't see where that comes from. To me, it don't count here. And the reason why I stopped you is because if you want to make a comment about race or whatever, call him accurately. Don't sit there and try to create culture war just for the sake of creating culture war. Don't do that. If you want to talk about race, you want to refute what he said, call him accurately.
Okay, where did he misquote him?
I think the entire situation is when he said that I think he said that, he made it seem like Stephen A. Smith was criticizing JJ Redick over it and criticizing LeBron James over it. The only thing that he brought up is what the coaches told him regarding how it affected Darvin Ham. This had nothing to do with JJ Redick. And when you use words like race bait, and there was another word he used, pure evil and everything like that, I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it that way. I look at what another name he said and what he does, and I don't want to get into that, but that was bullshit on Doug Gottlieb's part also.
Well,
but with that said,
oh, my bad. Go ahead.
But with that said, I don't think I think Doug Gottlieb misquoted him, and I think he probably did it out of emotion. I want to say he did it out of emotion, but yeah, I don't think it was a big deal, and I think he took it too far by calling it race baiting, even though he has other examples to do that. This was not it.
To me, everything would have been perfectly fine if Stephen A. Smith didn't say black coaches had called me. If he had just said coaches had called me because of this situation, everything would have been perfectly fine. Doug would have never said anything. But because he wanted to say, black coaches, he automatically made it a race issue.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. And that's a problem.
And because you wanted to make it a race issue, that's why Doug has said he's a race baiter. Because he made it turn into a race issue by saying that. That's why.
By telling the truth.
Yeah, that's why.
That's telling the truth.
Well, you even said that you don't even know. So I mean,
I don't know, but let's just assume that he's telling the truth. Why would Stephen A. Smith lie about that? Why?
There's no reason for you to come out and say, black coaches had a problem with this. Why can't it just be?
No, there's no reason to say it if it's a lie. Steve,
no. There's no reason for you to mention the race part. Just mention that there was a whole bunch of coaches that got irritated or got pissed off of the situation of his hiring or whatever it is. There's no reason why race should have anything to do with this whatsoever.
So you want him to lie to you?
No. If you said that I had a lot of coaches called me about the JJ Redick situation, that's all he needed to say. He didn't have to put the race into it.
All right. So if all the coaches who called him were black, then he should never mention that at all.
There's no reason to.
Why? There's no reason to.
Because if they just happen to be black, they just happen to be black. That's it.
All right, but if there's context behind it, then why not mention it? Look, Steve, I would agree with you if we found out that there were, like, let's say there were 8 coaches that called him out and that called Stephen A. and 5 of them were black, 3 of them were white, or like if it was 50-50, and he only mentioned the black coaches, then I would agree with you. He's race baiting. Then I would agree with you because he's only picking apart a certain group of coaches to create a narrative. But if all the coaches that he mentioned are black, then why not mention it?
Because because there's no reason why you should plug in race into the situation, even if they were all black. It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter because that's why they reached out to him in the first place. That's probably why they reached out to him in the first place.
And if that's the case, then it is because of race that why he got hired. Then
No,
you
not
can't
because of race.
you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. No,
because
hold on. Yeah, I think you're missing my point. I think you're missing my point here. If all of them being black, truly mattered, them being black, then it is because of race why Ham got hired. I mean got fired, and why JJ Redick got hired. Be consistent with it all the way through.
No, you're conflating two different things.
No.
The hiring process is like if they didn't have a podcast and they just hired JJ Redick, then none of the LeBron James stuff comes into play. Because there's a podcast, that's when everything comes into light. If they just hired JJ Redick off the street, then we may be having a different conversation as far as like, what Stephen A. Smith might have said. Because like you said, he tried to pull the bullshit with Steve Nash and he got raked over the coals for it. But if you're doing a podcast with JJ let's say if you have the Lakers situation where you have people who are already saying Darvin Ham's gonna get fired. There's already speculation about him getting fired. Then he gets fired. But in the middle of that, you have the most recognizable player on the team. Well, you have two of your top players. One of them undermined him in the press, and there's a lot of perception that there are people who think LeBron James undermined Darvin Ham doing the podcast with JJ Redick, who just so happened to become the next head coach of the Lakers. And then you see several black coaches see that. They reach out to Stephen A. Smith. They're like, "Oh man, that's not. Why would a black man, a proud black man like LeBron James, do that to another black coach?" That has nothing to do with JJ Redick getting hired.
Okay, but it
had nothing to do with JJ Redick as to why he got hired. He got hired because either they believe he's a good basketball guy or he's LeBron James' friend. Either way, that part. That has nothing to do with that has nothing to do with him being hired. Like him, the actual hiring has nothing to do with the Doug Gottlieb situation with Stephen A. Smith. They're two completely different things. They didn't hire him because he's white, and Stephen A. Smith did not allude to that under any circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
What Doug Gottlieb had a problem with is him bringing up what the problem that you have a problem with. Him bringing up the coaches who had a problem with the situation with the podcast basically, and how it affected Darvin Ham.
Okay,
he's upset that he brought up the black coaches. But I'm saying, if what he's saying is true, then why is there an issue? That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's an issue because when you mentioned, it was a whole bunch of black coaches, that complained, you automatically plug in race into the situation when it doesn't need to be.
I see, but if he's saying it's true, then why hide it?
There's nothing to hide.
If he's okay, then you should have nothing wrong. You should have no issue with what Stephen A. Smith.
No. Well, no. If he had said a whole bunch of coaches called me, not mentioning that they were all black is not hiding anything.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not because again, they're just coaches that were just complaining because of this of the whole Darvin Ham situation, undermining him, not supporting him, etc. And that's it. That should be the end all be all. Not the race part should be irrelevant.
It's not, but it's not irrelevant. That's the problem. It's not.
Okay, so then we have to make it a race issue. Then
it is a race issue. It is. That's the problem. It is because those based on if we're believing Stephen A. Smith, those are the coaches who reached out to him. But this had nothing to do with JJ Redick. Technically, this has to do with the fact that what they did. What you're there? Oh yeah, you're there. they're pretty much saying that they didn't like the way Darvin Ham was treated. They don't like how the whole situation came about and the optics of what happened with JJ Redick getting hired. They're not a fan of that. That's what they're not a fan of.
So they should have been pro-black, is what you're saying.
No, not about being pro-black. It's about having your players not do podcast.
But when you say that, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, how could you do to a black coach? What you're saying is you should have been pro-black.
No,
because again, you mentioned when you say, how could you do this to a black, quote unquote, a black coach, instead of just saying, how could you do this to your head coach? But when you're saying, how could you do this to a black coach, you're pretty much saying you should have been pro-black. That's what you're saying.
I mean, undermining your coach under any circumstances isn't good. But obviously, when it comes to African American coaches and African Americans in general, there's always a heightened level of sensitivity that comes to that. I mean, it may not be fair, but it is what it is. Like I said, it may not be fair, but it is what it is. Like I said, like his day was numbered either or, Darvin Ham. But obviously, Ron doing the podcast with Redick, and Anthony Davis undermining him, obviously didn't do him no favors. And you're always gonna have a level of black coaches, black commentators, black announcers, whoever, who are probably not going to be okay with that. Are not going to be okay with that. It's the same reason why a lot of people would have a major issue with a black player doing something as opposed to a white player doing something, because they see themselves in that black player, and maybe they see, hey, I don't know if you should do that because you know how it is when it comes to like, black people shouldn't be doing something to make all black people look bad and all the other stuff. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. To me, look, if you want to call Stephen A. Smith a race baiter, like, then fine, but use the right example to do it. This example isn't it. There are other times when you can call him a race baiter, but not this time.
No,
at least that's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's fair, and we can move on. But I do think Stephen A. Smith was race baiting. I don't think he needed to bring the fact that there were black coaches. I don't think that was really necessary, in my opinion. So I think to some degree, he was race baiting, because because with all of his talking points, everything always has to involve race for some reason. With this guy, that's why that's just another reason why I really don't care, to listen, to his shows anymore. Because because again, I don't support snakes. Getting a guy fired, I don't support snakes. And talking about undermining and all this other stuff about LeBron James, blah 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 blah. Well, you did the same thing, right? You did the exact same thing to your co-host, and yet you kept the most annoying moderator of all time, of Molly Karam. So clearly, you don't even know what you're doing. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, I do wish JJ Redick good luck, and I hope that he's going to succeed. But I'm still going to stick with my original position. I think this was a joke hire, and the fact that he was, he's LeBron James' friend, or I guess it's his best friend. I do think this whole thing is a big joke. But I still wish him luck. No animosity towards JJ. I wish him luck, and we'll see what happens. I mean, LeBron James didn't sign the contract yet, so I'm pretty sure he will now. But we'll see what happens.
All right. So right now we're at the 2 hour mark. We did say that we were going to end it at 2 hours, but what we'll do, the Vimms layer stuff, we'll have to push that back to another week, because this story is too big to ignore. Now I don't know how many of you guys.
Do you want to do on Thursday?
I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I'm ready. 'Cause I do have some stuff I have to do, but. Yeah, we can do a Thursday show. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know, and then we'll discuss which topic we'll talk about.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
this situation blew up crazy over really over the last couple of days, and this is stuff that this story blew up the last couple of days over a situation that happened several years ago. So Doctor Disrespect, he's a guy who I've never seen his streams, but I have heard of him before. One of the top streamers, used to be on Twitch, and he had the signature look with the wig and the mustache or whatever. As you see here, Doctor Disrespect confirms Twitch cut ties due to his message to a minor. Now, here's the thing. Now, I don't know if this article is going to go through the history, but I'll read the article.
okay.
Rumors have circulated since 2020 regarding the reason why Guy Dr. Disrespect Brum abrupt ban from Twitch. So he got banned in 2020, and he was the top Twitch streamer in on Twitch at the time, and then he just got banned one day.
Yeah,
and this happened in 2020. All right, so this week allegations came to light that caused Midnight Society, a development team he helped start up, to sever ties with Boom, Beam, whatever. I don't care how you pronounce it. Earlier today, peripheral manufacturer Turtle Beach also ended its long-running partnership with the streamer. Now, in a statement made on X, Beam has addressed the allegations. Here's what happened, right? So I watched a couple videos on this. So here's what happened. So they cut ties with him in 2020. They I guess they made a settlement, right? They're gonna explain why he got banned in a second. So what happened was, apparently he made a tweet regarding the situation, right? And they had a former Twitch employee pretty much say that the reason why he got banned was because he was messaging a minor. And people were defending Dr. Disrespect, saying that that's not true and all the other stuff. And he made a comment. He addressed it at first, saying that on Twitter, saying that it was mutual, it was mutual. And he said that he really couldn't talk about it, but he said that I didn't go to jail, nothing was proven. Right? That's what he said. Okay, let me continue. Okay. So let me see if there's a tweet. If this is the tweet down. Okay, there we go. There's a tweet right here. So this is what he wrote. Now, here's the thing. Before I read this, let me read the original tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you see it right here, right? You see it right here, right?
Yeah.
So this is the original tweet.
Yeah.
Okay, were there Twitch whisper messages? So apparently Twitch had an app where you can you can send messages to other people in the background or whatever. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? Now let me stop right there. Let me read the tweet that he edited. This is the new tweet. This is the tweet that you're gonna see if you go to his page, if he hadn't deleted it already. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual back in 2017? You notice the difference? You notice the major difference?
Yeah, he took out the word minor.
Yes, and to me that already tells me that you're guilty. But I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind those messages? The answer is absolutely not. Those were casual, neutral conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared. No crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding the civil dispute with Twitch. In that case, was resolved by settlement. Let me be clear. It was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought up against me. There's more stuff that he tweeted, but that's really the main thing. So he had to edit the tweet. Maybe maybe I don't know. His lawyer might have told him something or whatever, but he took out the word minor.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, he did regardless of whether they were sexual in nature or whatever. The fact is, he was talking reckless with someone who was underage, or at least who he believed was underage. There is nothing you can say that I would whatever excuse that he can come up with does not justify that. Would not justify that.
I mean, I'm gonna have to stop you. I'm gonna have to stop you real quick. I didn't stop you. You know.
All right. So all right. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If your daughter had those messages with him, would you take his excuses? Oh, I was just it was not serious or nothing like that.
If there were any sexual conversations that happened, I would have a problem with it. But if it's just a normal, casual conversation, I mean that's I don't see a problem with that. If it's just a normal regular, conversation, I don't think that's really a big deal.
He's saying right here. He's saying right here that the message is bordered on inappropriate. And
what
I don't know about you.
Well, when you say inappropriate,
yeah,
it can mean maybe something with sexual conversation. Yeah, that could happen, but it could also mean that maybe he was let's say like cursing the minor out, or something like that, or being violent, which is not good either. But if having just a regular casual conversation, like I don't really necessarily have a problem with that, because at the end of the day, when you're playing, let's say you're playing Call of Duty or something like that online, for example, right? And the person that you're going up against, one of them happens to be a minor, and then are you just gonna like, oh, just just close the game down, or go to another lobby because you just happen to be a minor that going up against? No, I think as long as everything is appropriate, there's no sexual conversation that's happening. I think you're good. You should be fine.
you think?
But it sounds like
that's
but it seems like you don't think it's appropriate at all. It seems like from what you're saying.
I mean, if it was just what would be the conversation he would be having on Twitch Whisper? Remember, he has to go to an app to talk to these people. He's not going on PSN or Xbox Live to message a kid. At least not to our knowledge that we know that if he did it or didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The situation that he had with Twitter is that he got caught messaging a minor inappropriately. Now, again, we don't know what the context of that is. But what is a man?
That's important though. That's important because we need.
What is a man in at the time 2017? He's 42 years old now. So a man in his mid 30s having an inappropriate conversation with somebody on Twitch.
How old is he right now?
What's he doing? He's like 42.
Oh, okay.
So 2017 when this happened, probably like he's in his mid 30s.
Yeah. Like 35, 36 maybe, somewhere around there. Yeah.
So
pretty much our age right now.
Yeah. So what conversation would he be having with a minor that would cause him to get banned? Because if he's simply just cursing out the teenager or whatever, I mean, it's dumb to begin with. Stupid for a guy who has the money and the fame that he does.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb regardless. But I don't think that's not getting him banned on Twitch. It's not.
Well, I mean, if you're cursing or whatever it is that you're bullying, a minor, yeah, I think you get banned for that.
But if that's the case, then I feel like that would have been exposed a long time ago. I think that would have been. I think that would have been. I think that would have been something that come out years ago.
But okay, but if it's something sexual, that is extremely serious. Like that is something that needs to come out ASAP.
I agree, and that's why a lot of people are questioning why Twitch hasn't said anything, why they haven't revealed it. Maybe it's part of the NDA that they signed, but if there's a minor involved, we have to make sure that minor is okay.
I agree.
We have to make sure that minor is okay. But to me, I don't think there's an excuse. Like, to me, there's no excuse why he would do this. No excuse. Because if I'm reading whatever inappropriate stuff that he's saying, that's not that. If I had a daughter or a son, and he got those messages, he's not like him saying, oh, it was what it was, or whatever excuse that he come up with. That's not gonna fly. Not gonna fly with me. That's not gonna fly with me.
To be honest, I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't even know what Twitch Whisper is. Like I never heard of it. I never knew there was an app for it. Because I didn't read the article. Because remember, I only knew about this when you sent it to me on WhatsApp. Just a couple of hours ago. When you addressed that you wanted to talk about this. When I saw the headline and I was just looking at just a couple of sentences, I thought the whole entire time before you started reading the article, I thought it was just him having a conversation while he was streaming. But from what you're saying, this was in private. Like there was no gaming whatsoever. Like there was no streaming. Like it was just one-on-one conversation, with the minor.
Yeah, these are messages that he knows exactly who he's sending them to. It's one thing if I go on PSN, if someone cursing me out, I send him a message on PSN. I don't know how old he is. Like he may sound like he might be young or whatever, but I don't know if he's even the guy I'm playing with.
Yeah, but on PSN or Xbox Live or whatever, you could still have one-on-one conversation on there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I'm saying that he had to actually seek out this individual to have these conversations with, especially a guy of his profile and his stature. Like, come on. And it also mentioned here that it was two Twitch employees who disclosed the accusation. So there's two of them that made those claims against him.
Okay, so those two employees, from Twitch was pretty much monitoring, the conversation as it was happening.
Know about the situation. They know the situation. Yeah, there's two of them. I thought there was one, but there's two of them.
Okay, so now you see, but do you see why I still think at the end of the day we need to know the full context, of we need to know specifics. Like saying inappropriate to me is too broad. It's too broad. I want to know the exact specifics of what was said, and if Twitch not going to say anything, if these two guys who was monitoring, the conversation is not going to say anything, clearly he's not going to say anything. We need to know the exact conversation that was happening. At least for me. What were you going to say?
To me, okay. So I see here. Let me read this part right here. And the current situation began to develop late last week. On Saturday, June 22nd, Cody Connors, a former account director of strategic partnerships at Twitch, took to X to post about an individual widely believed to be Braum. The streamer was suddenly removed from the platform in 2020, with a few details publicly released over the intervening years. He got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whisper product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The power that be could read in plain text post Connors. Case closed, gang. Earlier today, okay. So he's saying that he got caught because he was sexting a teenage girl and trying to meet her up on TwitchCon.
What? That changes everything. That changes everything. What What? All right, no, you know what? This is not funny. This is not a laughing matter. What business do you have trying to meet a minor at some con or whatever convention that you was trying to go to? What? Oh no.
Here's the thing. He already admitted that he sent inappropriate messages. And he even said before he edited it out to a minor. So if what this guy is saying is true, and based on what he's already admitted, that tells you what it is. Now again, innocent until proven guilty, but based on his actions and the stuff that he's saying, bro, if you like in his original statement, right? He said that he couldn't really talk about it, but that everything was resolved. Not one time did he mention that I never messaged anybody. He never refuted what the guy said. He just said that it's a private matter. I can't really talk about it. But if someone's saying that you sexting a minor, I would be and I didn't do it. I would let everybody know that I didn't do it. I don't have to go any further. I don't have to be like, oh, my lawyers told me I can't do this. No, I'm gonna tell them straight up. I'm not gonna give you the details of what might have happened. All I know is that I didn't sex a minor. I wasn't texting a minor. But he didn't do that. And then he made a video, it was like a 9-10 minute video, him saying that, he's going to take a break. And it also, there was a part in the video, and let me see if I can find this.
I'm actually looking forward to this. Yeah.
Let me go on Twitter right now.
And while you're looking for it on Twitter, I'm glad that you actually read this part where it said he got banned because he got caught, sexting a minor.
And when that guy originally said it, a lot of people were defending Dr. Disrespect. A lot of people were.
Oh, really?
And what I think changed a lot of people's minds was the tweet. Was the tweet that Dr. Disrespect said, pointing out there.
Yeah.
Where he pretty much edited out the term minor.
Yeah, if you're sending sexual messages, sexual, photographs to a minor, that's all you. I mean, right then and there, man, you're guilty. I know they say innocent proven guilty, but what did you say earlier? If it looks like a dog, quack like a dog, walks like a dog, it ain't a damn mongoose. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's not a mongoose, man. And look, you have absolutely no business having any type of sexual conversation. I don't care if it's just I don't care. I don't care. I mean, with a minor, you have no business doing that whatsoever. And look, Twitch needs to protect their brand. They can't have issues of having somebody representing their brand. Talking to minors and sending them explicit adult, type of, photographs. Like you can't do that.
I agree, but they also need to. If you have a situation where there's a minor that something bad happened to a minor or whatever, I don't think hiding it is a good thing either.
Yeah,
I don't think hiding it. I don't think hiding it is a good thing either. So let me see. I'm still looking for the video that I saw.
Oh yeah. Go I'm gonna go to the comments. So it says let me see, where were we? This should be okay. So he says, dang bro, I thought you guys meant Dr. D or Dr. Death from WWF. Oh no, not him. Let me see. Oh, it really took Stephen A. Smith 15 minutes, to say that. Yeah. He does that all the time. He wants to give a guy credit from what he's done in the past, and then suddenly he just wants to go off on the guy. Let me see. Well, at least it's another NBA topic, which is my favorite. So yeah, that's cool. I never thought I would be paying attention. Oh, okay, yeah, you already read that one. This should have been done back in 2017. I'm actually curious of why it took so long. Also, like, why was it in constant, hush, for this many years?
I think it was NDAs. I think it was. I think there's an NDA that was signed. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there was an NDA that was signed that I think was supposed to protect him and protect. I guess protect each other. I guess.
Oh man. So GTG guys, I'll hit you up tomorrow. No problem, brother. Um, dang, bro, that guy is grooming. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. It looks like it, and the fact that it said that he was trying to actually meet up with her on TwitchCon, that's a big no-no. Huge no-no. If you're trying to meet up with someone, at the con, you're not meeting up with someone in a con, a minor to play Pokemon cards. You're not trying to meet with a minor, a full-grown adult who's in his mid-30s, our age right now. You're not trying to meet up a minor to take her out for ice cream. You're not meeting up a minor, to play checkers. You're trying to do something that is extremely inappropriate, and I don't want to say it, but that's a big no-no. Let me see. What age is she? Hubie, it didn't tell us the age, right?
No, all I
Yeah,
all I
cool.
know is that she's technically a minor.
Okay, so it didn't give us the age, Malta. He needs to go for a girl, that's 18, that's 18 plus. No, but in all honesty, even I think that's weird, Malta.
But here's the thing: he's married. He's married.
Let's see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's married, and he's like 42 years old. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean,
Yeah, like
I
if you're like dude, yeah, if you're in your 40s, if you're in your 50s and you're dating and you're trying to date someone who's 18, 19 years old, like what the hell are you doing trying like they're barely an adult. Like what in the world are you doing trying to date an 18-year-old and you're freaking 45? Like get the hell out of here, man. Like yeah, it's legal, fine, I get it, but it's still kind of creepy if you ask me. We have another.
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, we
No, no.
have oh yeah, we have another female in the podcast. Oh, that's my sister Gigi. So you have your sister on here. I have my sister on here. We got sisters supporting the podcast. Awesome. we getting more girls on here. This is fantastic. What's going on, sis? Um, I'm not going to announce your little special thing. But when it's time for me to announce it, I'll announce it. Malta
Was she
said,
pregnant?
Malta said, huh?
What is there to announce?
No, it's about her and well, first off, she got a new job. Well, like a promotion, from her job, which she's going to be making much more money, which is big time.
Congratulations.
Which is great. Yeah, definitely, congratulations, when it comes to that. And also she got a new car. So,
Man, why
like so
can't I find this shit, man?
yeah, she got a new car, and which is also, fantastic. So yeah, she's definitely getting blessed, and it's just amazing. An unprofessional relationship with a minor on the internet is completely unacceptable. I don't care what type of relationship it is. You should not be talking to a minor whatsoever. Now, if you're gaming, again, if you're playing Street Fighter, if you're playing Call of Duty, and it happens to be a minor that you're going up against, I have no problem with that. But
Okay, I found the video.
once, yeah, but what I will say, go ahead.
No. Do your thing.
I think your connection is being bad, like you're breaking up bad. But what I was going to say is but what I was going to say is if you are going to socialize with the minor while you are gaming, while you are streaming, I have no issues with that. But once you decided to get off of the gaming, once you decided to get off streaming, and you just privately messaging, a minor, now that's where I would say, okay, it's time to raise up some red flags. Time to raise up some red flags. What the hell are you doing? And this could even be PSN or Xbox Live. If you're doing this privately with a minor, I have an issue with that.
Okay.
Now he says, all right, good night. Brooklyn Nets have agreed in principle on a trade to send Mikal Bridges to the Knicks for who?
Bojan Bogdanovic.
Oh, okay.
That's a big deal. Mikal Bridges is a good player.
For unprotected first round picks and protected first round pick via the Bucks and unprotected. I'll look. Yeah. I'm a read up on that after the podcast is over. And he says pick swap and a second rounder. Oh, okay. Yet they still kept the bona fide scrub Ben Simmons. And you know what's funny? Critical drop. I remember, I don't know if it was the last podcast or the last podcast before when we talked about Ben Simmons for a quick second. I didn't even know what team he was on. Because like people stopped talking about him, which is a good thing. People just no longer mention him in sports media. So I didn't know what was going on with that dude. I don't know if he was in rotation or whatever. But if he's still with the Nets, I'm surprised they still have him. Like, did you know he was still with the team?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
but like, I still maintain after his contract is over, he's done playing basketball. He's done playing basketball. But anyways, but truth be told, that's a good trade for the Knicks. That's a very good trade for because Mikal Bridges is a good player.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a good player. So that's a good trade for the Knicks. Okay. So let me give you the context of this right here. So this is the last thing he did before he decided to take a break, right? Because obviously he's taking a break. Now you see he's talking, like everything going good, and then he looks down. And presumably he's looking down at his phone. Okay. And what happened was he did help start a gaming company that recently said that they agreed to part ways with him. And I think this is the part where he's getting the news right there. And then you notice how the mood changes.
You know how we run things here.
So let me start over.
You know how we run things here.
Notice his mood. Look, he's looking down. Notice the mood changes. We got some really bad news.
Wow, yeah. Guy couldn't even focus, looking all melancholy.
Yeah. It's a bad news for the dude, and he's losing endorsements left and right. And right.
When he was looking on his phone, was the news of the gaming company that he was involved in, where they're pretty much saying you're no longer partaking in this gaming company. Is that what it was?
I think that's what it was. He got some bad news. He got some bad news, right? And this is him after the stream is over.
Feeling a little burnt out, but I appreciate you guys showing up. But I am serious when I say I'm feeling a little fatigued, When shit like this happens over the weekend, and it just kind of, it's like, how many times can I I don't like, I'm actually tired of being on social media, and I've expressed that over the years, champ. So I just, I've always kind of hinted like it'd be nice to get off and just completely separate, right? Go live in Costa Rica or something. But I'm just feeling.
Let me tell you something. When someone says that, when they have allegations about pedophilia circling around you, you saying you want to go to another country is a bad sign.
Oh yeah,
it's a bad sign, because a lot of people high-profile people who tend to get involved in pedophilia go to other countries. Just ironically enough, they tend to go to other countries. So let's continue.
burnt out. You know, I came into this. When did we start streaming, champs? 2015, 16. Been doing this since 2009.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
Different scene back then, having a good time, playing the games that were fun to interact with and create content with. And over the years, it's just gotten, it's been drained out of me. It's being drained out of me. It's being drained out of my family and I. And I just feel like, I had the mindset of, let's just see what happens today. How are we feeling? And I'll tell you, I just, I don't know. I'm just feeling burnt out. Maybe it's time to start something new, something different, challenge those creative senses.
That's not going to happen. That's not gonna, unless you go to NAMBLA, that ain't going to happen. And listen, if you know anything about NAMBLA, you know it's not good.
A desire to explore different realms, if you will. But I think the first and foremost, though, is I did have a sort of a planned vacation coming up, and I think I might just extend that starting now. Let's take a step back. I mean, it is what it is. People get fatigued, right, champs? And to be honest, I don't know how long. I know for my vacacion, how long my vacation is, but maybe I extend that. I do appreciate you guys, champs, and look out for the socials. I'll keep you updated when we'll be back. But I definitely need to take a break from everything. I think what I'm most interested in, and believe it or not, champs, because obviously when you're top tier game.
Okay, I think that's it.
That's it. Okay.
Yes, that's it. I mean, look, man. I think he definitely did something he wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know what I don't want to throw the cart before the horse, but it looks like a guy who's kind of guilty to me. Guilty to me.
Okay.
And unfortunately, like the proof is there. He didn't deny the messages to a minor, and if that's what the employee is saying, and then he comes out with this statement, and dude, there's definitely something going on. There's definitely something going on. Now, again, you have to ask why did Twitch not bring this to the authorities? I don't know. I don't know if it was something where, because there was definitely another dude years ago where he said that he was basically suing Twitch. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But it's yeah, man, it's not a good look.
It's definitely something that the fact that he has to leave his bread and butter and saying that, oh yeah, he's going to take, I guess, time off, or that he wants to move, or whatever. Oh, I'm all of a sudden now, suddenly you're tired of social media. Suddenly you no longer want to partake in what you're so, I don't know what he's worth. I'm pretty sure he's worth a lot.
Oh, a lot of money. Right, a lot of money.
Okay, so
he was one of the top Twitch streamers out there. It was him, Ninja, like those guys. Those guys make bank. I'll ask Rudolphi, but Rudolphi knows who he is, definitely.
Yeah,
but those guys make bank. And
now they watched or listened to him because of his commentary, not because of his gameplay, right? Or is it both?
Combination of both. But and I've heard snippets of his commentary. He's an entertaining dude. He really is.
Okay. Also, he is someone that you follow.
No, I don't follow him, but I don't follow him, but I do know of him. Of him. Rudolphi said that that's not fair, Ring. You don't know what he endures daily.
Well, what's not fair? What's not fair? What did I say? What did I say that was out of turn?
No, maybe the social media thing. Because he probably has expressed before that he wants to get off of social media, but obviously you want to get off now because you may have been exposed as a pedo.
Well, I mean that's really the come on, Rudolphi, Riddler. You know that's the main reason why he's saying he's going to get off. because now people are going to accuse him, all these accusations about him being a pedophile. And why do you think Twitch banned him from and making all that money, and Twitch decided to ban him anyway? Something is going on. Like this is not just like he just said a bad word. No, like this is something very serious for you to get banned. So I mean, listen, if I've said this already, if you're going to talk, with the minor and you're, gaming, I don't really have an issue with that. But now you decide to go private, yeah, that's you already have bad intentions, in my opinion. What business do you have talking, to a little boy or girl? And you're a 45-year-old man? That automatically, raised a bunch of red flags. And the guy looked all melancholy. The guy looked all distraught. He clearly he has compromised his future.
And also, I do want to also say this real quick. If you're going to address something that serious, right, or at least something that the situation why you're leaving is over something serious, can we take off the wig? Can we take off the costume?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I just find it to be weird that you're doing this and you're still wearing the getup. Like, talk like you're an actual person who just was accused of something very, very disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing the charade for? Cut the bullshit. Take off the wig. I don't even know if the mustache might be real, but the wig is not real, and the glasses too. You're not in a lit area. Take off the glasses too, and talk to him one on one as what's his name? What's his actual name? Let me see what his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to them as Beam. As what's his name? As Guy Beam, and not as Dr. Disrespect. Because Dr. Disrespect is not going to go in when you get arrested. That's not what they're going to arrest you as. That's what the media will know you as.
Yeah.
But the guy who's going to jail is Guy Beam, not Dr. Disrespect. So address the people as Guy Beam. You have to protect the image in case someone wants to be Batman. No, trust me, he has money. He has protection. He'll be fine. And plus, he's 6'8", so ain't too many people gonna try to mess with him. All I'm saying is that if you're accused of something that heinous, let's cut the act and address all the people who still support you as the man behind the mascara. Take that shit off and address the people as a man. Because that man is the one that may go to jail as Guy Beam, not Dr. Disrespect. That's really all I gotta say. I'm done. I gotta go to work. So
yeah, and I mean, look, hopefully if he did do something that was very inappropriate, look, he just gonna have to bite the bullet, repent, and hopefully you never do something like this again if it's actually legitimate and it's actually true. Because from what I'm seeing, from what who we have read in that article, I mean, for Twitch to ban you and for these guys who was monitoring your conversation and saying that you was trying to actually meet up with the girl, like this was not some some make believe fairy tale. Like this wasn't some rumor. Oh, this is just scuttlebutt. No, all this stuff seems to be very, very legit. And if it is, yeah, dude, you're gonna have to do some soul searching once again. Repent, ask for forgiveness, and hopefully you could bounce back, from this eventually. But right now, bro, like I truly hope it's not true, because you just jeopardize, your whole, your future earnings if this actually, legitimate. So. Wish you well, and guys and girls, like, come on, don't talk to minors, okay? Like, come on, like seriously, like, why in the world is something nobody should even bother, to discuss, because it shouldn't be happening. But unfortunately, it happens on a daily basis. But anyway, I know who you got to go. We passed the 2 hour mark, which we wasn't supposed to. But you insist on talking about this, so don't blame me for this.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal. Nolan said, did Dr. Disrespect cheat on his wife? He has before. Now I don't know if this is the situation that he's referring to. You know what I mean? But he has admitted to doing it in the past. So I am a minor. I mean, don't talk to people. Well, I mean, Nolan, like we're not. Look, you're not getting any weird messages from us, so you're good there. on that note, let's get out of here. Nolan, thank you for watching. Rodolphe, thank you for watching. Critical Drop, thank you for watching. Malta, thank you for watching. Gina, thank you for watching. And congratulations on the job. Congratulations on the new car. And and you said that she had something else that you wanted to announce, right?
It's two more things, but I'll address those later on.
I did say one thing, but I didn't get an answer.
Well, what did you say?
I don't want to accuse anyone of anything, but is she? Are you about to be an uncle?
Oh no. I mean, if it's that, I wish you would have told me, but I mean, no.
Okay. All right, that's good. I'm just assuming. All right, so yeah, Gina, thank you for watching. I know I mentioned Malta already. Whitney, thank you for watching. Ruben, thank you for watching. Let's see. Rosemary, thank you for watching. And a lady showing out today. Thank you guys for watching. And I think that's it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. We will likely do a Thursday show. Because we haven't been able to hit all of our topics lately. So we might as well do 2 shows. We might as well do a Thursday show just in case. Like I said, I do have some stuff to do, but yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, so once again, thanks you guys for watching. Let us all stay tuned, for this Thursday. I still say, it's an aberration. Like, don't think this is going to be a common thing. Hoovy still prefer once a week. So don't think that this is going to be like a trend of having, multiple podcasts a week, even though many of you request for it. But so share this with Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube, or whatever, Facebook, Snapchat, all the stuff that you have, so that more people can watch our content, and we will continue to make more. So this is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one.
All right, later, guys.